What's going on, nerds? Welcome back to Comic Book Nerd Nation, episode 109. I'm Fox2. Today we got Pirate.
Rest in peace, Lemmy.
And it's not the whole effing Brian, it's the whole effing Topher.
I was just gonna say I just noticed Pirate's Motorhead shirt, and I was gonna say rest in peace, Lemmy, but you beat me to it.
Paying homage, for sure. All right, let's. Gosh, we're recording this after Christmas. It's been a busy week for everybody. I personally did not get a chance to read anything just with the holidays, and I've actually been fighting a cold. Did anybody else get a chance to read anything? Let's just do it that way. Oh. That is a survival guide.
Vault Dweller Survival Guide.
Oh, that's a
That thing's
Fallout 4.
thick.
What?
Fallout 4.
Is that a strategy guide?
That is the strategy guide.
Damn.
Hard
Jesus, that's thick.
That is nice. That's pretty nice.
That's a girthy motherfucker.
How you liking that game?
Good God.
The game is like, I mean, obviously, I've never been. I've played all the other Fallouts for consoles, like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and I get so tired of them. I've played Skyrim. I just get bored with them. This one surprised. Like, I wasn't even gonna get this one, but Best Buy had like a buy two get one free sale, so I got my nephew Fallout 4 and the new Star Wars for Christmas, and I had a free game, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna get.
Well, why not?
Yeah, so I was like, nothing else looked good, so I was like, fuck it, I'll get Fallout 4. Maybe this one's better. Maybe it's not.
We just got a message from Brian telling us to invite him on.
Wow.
Oh,
So,
if one of you guys want to handle that, that'd be
I don't know how to do it.
fantastic.
Oh,
I'm not a tech
let's
savvy.
see if I can figure that out while he
So-
talks about Fallout.
Topher
So-
will figure it out.
So I get it, and I've spent more time on Call of Duty because it's hard to play any other game with the people that we game with in our clan base 6. It's like soon as you get on, boom, you're getting game invites, party invites.
Yeah, there's
So
pretty
it-
much always somebody on playing Call of Duty,
Yeah.
unless it's like 5 in the morning or something.
Right. And even then, somebody's
Probably still on.
on. So, the little bit that I got to play here and there, and I'm not far at all, but it's fucking fun. Everything just seems like it's right on top of each other. Nothing's too far away. The side missions just kind of roll off of everything.
You know what?
It's pretty fun.
In all honesty, though, it might kind of help your playing experience, the fact that you're kind of pulled away from it some, to where you're not like just mass binging on it. Because I've felt that way too about some games that I really love. Like, for me, Diablo 3 is a good example of that. Like, I really love that game. So, when it came out, I just binged on it. And it got kind of old after a little while because of that. Now it's kind of refreshing to go back and play it. I'll kind of go back and play it for an hour or 2 hours or whatever every once in a blue moon, and that kind of helps prolong the burnout phase or whatever. That might be helping you a little bit. The fact
It
you're
might
not
be,
playing it in fucking
because
10-hour sessions.
Yeah, I mean, the longest I've probably had, it's one of those games too, though, where, I mean, it's like Skyrim was and the other Fallouts. Like, you'll start playing and you'll think you haven't done anything, and then all of a sudden you look at the time and like 5 hours
Oh my
passed by.
god.
So when I say I haven't got that much playtime in it, I really haven't got that far, but I got probably, maybe 20 hours, 24 hours in game time.
Skyrim was totally that way for me. I remember getting that, and I think I took the day off work or had the day off work when it came out, and I just burned like an entire day. Didn't even eat anything or anything. Just sat in front of the fucking TV and played that shit like all day. And actually Minecraft too. The first or second time I played Minecraft, I think you were there actually in that one, Pirate. We just
I remember
fucking.
Minecraft.
It was just like, oh my god, it's like 3 a.m. and I have to go to work tomorrow. What the fuck am I doing with my life?
Yeah, Minecraft was definitely
Nerds.
a time sucker.
I do that shit all the time. Yeah, I'm with you on Diablo. Like it's really fun, and I love being able to just kill, however long of time with it, and just being able to log on for like 10 minutes, kill some shit, and then disappear and not care if I did anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, like now I only get on when I know other people are on, and like, hey, let's go play Diablo, because just sitting there grinding by yourself to try and get like a couple stat points of an upgrade, if you
Can
happen
get
to roll like the
boring.
perfect upgrade on something, it like by the time I'm done with it, I feel like I wasted my life. I walk away from that game thinking, oh, what did I just do with the last 6 hours? Nothing.
It turns into honestly, that game in particular, when you get to that high level, like where more so where Topher's at than where I'm at, because he's played it more than I have, but it can really start to feel like a job almost, because it's so difficult and so, like you said, it's such a grind to be able to make just a small increment of power increase that, I mean, you're talking 20, 30 hours probably to make any kind of real noticeable increase in damage or whatever you're trying to increase. I mean, I love the game. Don't get me wrong, but man, it can really turn into a grind.
This is my 6th day in a row without having to go to work, so
Nice.
I have had all kinds of time to read comics,
Oh, nice. Well, let's hear it.
and I haven't because I've been busy with family and playing my PlayStation 4.
Oh, The Witcher.
I've been playing Witcher 3.
Is it good?
Another one of those games. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's another one of those games like Skyrim where like you get into it, and like, I'm on like the second part of the first quest, and it's like a very open world kind of thing. You can literally go anywhere.
So, like lots
and
of
like
side stuff.
yeah, like you just go around and there's like side quests everywhere, and like I've just been so distracted by everything that like like I haven't really progressed in the story like at all. Granted, I just started playing it like yesterday, so like I'm not very far by any means, but like it's crazy how much shit there is to do. Like you just look at the map and there's like question marks all over it that are like unexplored areas, and it's like,
Oh my God.
well, I want to see. Well,
What's that?
I had to go over here for this quest. I may as well go
check this
check
out.
these out while I'm over here. And then like each one of those becomes a quest chain, and then like 12 hours later, I'm like, okay, I'm almost halfway through those. Now I can maybe get back to the original story.
Pirate, was it you and I that played Fable? Was it Fable 2?
Yeah, it was one of the
Oh
Fables.
my
yeah.
gosh. Have you ever
That was
played
a
that,
time
Topher?
sucker.
I never played it, but I saw it. I'm
We
familiar
played on the
with it.
same account on his Xbox 360. This is years ago. And it was just, it literally consumed all of our free time. I mean, it was, okay, I can get home and play from this time to this time, and then do you think you could play after that? And then you can try and get this mission accomplished, or we gotta chop this much wood to get the trophy for fucking
Dude,
being
we
a
was
lumberjack.
motherfuckers, dude.
It was
Like,
Those games were
God.
awesome.
Are you in a bathroom stall trying to steal Wi-Fi from work or something right now?
No, I'm in a car driving home from work.
Oh,
Wow,
that works.
that's not dangerous.
Dedication.
That is fucking real dedication. Yeah, please don't turn on your camera, and please fucking be careful.
It's a voice call, so you can't see me.
All right, that'll work.
Did you read anything this week?
Yeah, did you have a chance to read anything, Brian?
I read 2 books, and then Fallout 4 was handed to me, and all my time.
That's exactly
on
what
Fallout
happened
4.
to fucking Pirate.
Oh, we all
I know. I
lost
came in on that.
we all lost our week to video games.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
That's why when you guys were talking about the grind, I was just like, oh man, that's Fallout 4 for me right now. Plus, I bought a new TV, so it's like, video game.
oh, bask in the glory ambience of the
man.
new televisions.
So I bought. I was telling Pirate about this yesterday. Pirate and myself and my fiance went and saw Star Wars a second time. We watched it in 3D this time, which we'll talk about the theory stuff again. We'll touch on that.
I was going to mention that again. I likewise saw it a second time in 3D this time.
But afterwards I was really motivated. I was like, fuck, I used to have somewhere. I still do have the original 4, 5, and 6 on VHS, but like I don't have a VHS player on a TV that's worth a damn. So I was like, you know what? Walmart has the fucking whole like saga, all 6 films on Blu-ray for like $75 or $80. I was like, I'm gonna go buy that. So I go and buy that, and then I realize, well, fuck, I'm gonna probably want to watch these on the TV in my bedroom sometime too. So this seems like a great opportunity to just go ahead and buy a Blu-ray player for the bedroom also. So I ended up fucking getting the whole saga and the Blu-ray player, and been kind of watching a little bit here and there. I'm like halfway through the second episode.
Now, granted, in this story, he fails to mention that in their house they have 2 PS4s, 1 PS3. They only have 2 actual TVs, and a computer monitors for the other 2. So why did you buy a Blu-ray player again?
Well, you know, it's logistics, my friend. It's logistics. It's the same reason that there's motherfuckers out there that got like TVs in their bathroom because you want to watch something while you're shitting. Sometimes
you can put a TV and a PS3 in your bathroom.
Well, I mean,
you can shit and play video games.
I mean, no, it's because I have, you know, so the current setup is that I have my computer with, like, for my YouTube setup, which if you haven't seen it, there's a video on it on my YouTube channel, but it's my computer with the 2 monitors, and then to the right of that, I have like a 27-inch monitor that's hooked up to my PlayStation 4. So, and I have my PS3 in here too, so that if I ever want to go back and play PS3 for, you know, my gaming channel, I can do that if I want to. And then in the living room, we have a PS4 set up for my fiance. That's where she plays on the bigger TV, and we use that for like Netflix and Hulu and that kind of stuff out there, and the Blu-ray player for that TV. But then we have in the bedroom, we have like a smaller, I don't know, it's like maybe 30 inches or 32 inches TV that we just got not that long, maybe 6 months ago or whatever, and it has this really kind of a piece of shit DVD player on it that was like on sale for like $10 or something at Walmart. And so it was just kind of like, you know what, like this thing's been around forever, we might as well just go ahead and upgrade and get a Blu-ray player. So it's really just kind of a logistics situation. I mean, I don't know, it's fucking hashtag white people problems, I guess, but first world problems,
hashtag
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm fucking pumped about the fact that like I haven't like gone back and watched the Star Wars movies in a long time. So it's, I mean, even as knowing how shitty Jar Jar Binks and Episode 1 is, it's still kind of exciting to go back and see it just because it's been so long since I've really watched.
He said Jar Jar Binks.
It's still
crazy.
It's still a funny, like, you know, they're a good storyline.
Oh,
I mean,
for sure. Yeah, I
I
hate that character, but it's still a good story.
The prequels aren't nearly as bad as everybody
they're not.
They're not. Like, they're obviously not as good, but if they weren't Star Wars, if they were something else and somebody made that movie, people would be like, "Oh my god, this is awesome."
Is pretty good. Yeah.
It only gets rated, you know, unfavorably because
it's being compared to 4, 5, and 6.
It's being compared to the original Star Wars trilogy. Sure. The thing is, like, when I would have
watched it and been like, God, this is like the Star Wars of the '90s,
right?
Like, this is really good.
When I'm like looking at my shelf full of movies and I'm looking for something to just randomly put on in the background, like sometimes I'm like, I want to watch Star Wars, and I'm like, I gotta watch one of the prequels. I've seen the other, like, the original trilogy a lot lately,
like
and, you know, and like sometimes I'll put one of them on, you know, and like I'll put on Phantom Menace a lot more often than I'll put on most of the movies on my shelf, you know, just because they're not Star Wars. So I mean like
it's better than X-Men Origin.
it's still. Yeah, it's still a decent movie, and it's still worth watching, and I would still rather watch it than 95% of other movies. So the fact that it's not my favorite Star Wars movie, you know, oh well.
I mean, I agree.
So
Battlefield Earth was the best space movie of our late teenage years, early 20s.
The Scientology movie?
Never saw
Battlefield Earth? Isn't that the one with John Travolta and he's
yeah.
giant?
That's a
Yeah,
Scientology.
it's a Scientology
origin.
thing. It's
Wow, I'm gonna have to watch it now that I know that. I did not.
It
know.
is
It was-
the worst movie in the world.
No,
Was it?
don't.
Oh,
don't even
okay.
watch it. It was based on L. Ron Hubbard's
Oh, God.
yeah.
one of
it's
his
fucking-
books or something,
That dude's a
and it's all
lunatic.
about Scientology.
Dude's a fucking lunatic.
What you really need to go watch is Starship Troopers.
I've
That
seen
movie
that.
was fucking
Oh,
awesome.
The
yeah.
first
That-
one,
I,
yeah, that was good.
I love that first
Yeah, I
one.
love
the
that
first
one.
time
Oh,
I
yeah.
seen that was in it was when I was in the Army in 1998. I was at receptions, and nobody does anything on the weekend when you're getting processed in, so you have nothing to do but sit around and do absolutely nothing. So they gather everybody on these hard wooden long benches, and you sit in a hall staring at like the old 55-inch like
Tube
big
TVs.
screen TV, tube TVs in a far room. So I had to watch it on that from like 20 feet away, 30 feet away, just staring there. And that's the only movie they played all week long was Starship Troopers. So I'd probably seen it like 6 times. Like,
Yeah.
that's the greatest movie ever.
It's a good movie for sure. So, like I said, Pirate and I went and saw Star Wars a second time. Topher, you said you saw it a second time.
I did.
Brian, have you seen it a second time?
Yeah, I saw it twice.
Okay, so we've all now gone. Oh, nice BB-8. We've all gone now.
Get your
and
balls off the screen.
and seen it twice. I think it holds up really well. I don't like 3D movies typically.
No,
I just don't
agree
care
with
for
you. They're horrible.
But this one was legitimately better in 3D. 100%. It didn't feel cheap. It didn't feel like they were doing the gimmicky 3D, like, whoa, I'm coming at you kind of bullshit stuff. It just made the environments seem deeper and more immersive and added, oh, there goes Brian, and added to the gravity and the realism of it. It really made you. I remember the very beginning of the movie when you, spoilers if you haven't seen it yet.
Spoiler ban's lifted.
It's not really a fucking spoiler anyway. But when you see the scene where all the stormtroopers are riding in the ship and they're just kind of layered and they're all kind of shaking around and bumping and stuff and the lights are flickering, I just turned to Pirate. I was like, whoa, this is a whole different movie. Like already, like that's like fucking 30 seconds into the movie. I mean, it's like right at the beginning.
I thought the BB-8 scene where he would like come up to the screen and the camera like panned on him, and like he kind of. I think those were some of the best 3D. No, I mean obviously the X-wing fights, the aerial fights. Were
I mean,
pretty
that was
fucking
cool,
legit.
but I didn't really care for those as much as like the basic shots, like when she's coming out of the fucking Star Destroyer that's crashed, and you just see it sitting on the sand dune, and you can see like how deep those engine ports are. Like those
They're
exhaust
so
ports.
deep.
It's so deep.
I just thought that it fucking really added. I really thought it added to the movie versus like Guardians of the Galaxy. To me,
It's almost like it
3D
added a
took
third
away from it. Yeah, it's almost like
I liked it better the second time. I honestly did.
Too.
Like I thought it held up well. Like a lot of the things that I was watching it and thinking about the first time, you know, like after watching it the first time, you kind of have a hard time remembering the order of certain things, and you're like, how did that go? Like, why would they have done this? That didn't quite make sense. And then like I watched it the second time, and it was like, oh, it's because of blah blah blah, and like, you know, everything that didn't make sense the first time I watched it, I thought made sense the second time. So I thought it was definitely better. And yeah, like I saw it in 3D as well. I thought the 3D added to it a decent bit. Like there were a couple times where I found it distracting. Any of the large scale space shots, like one in particular, there was a Star Destroyer like coming towards the screen, and like I thought they gave too much depth to it. It made everything that was like Starship scale. It made it look too much like toys, too much like models, like they were right in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because I mean, anything that's that size, if you're that far away from it, it's gonna look fairly flat. You're not gonna have a whole lot of 3D perspective to it.
Yeah,
You know, just because of the distance, they gave too much depth to those, and so that Star Destroyer, instead of menacing, looked like it was a tiny little toy that they were like, you know, like but overall, it was fucking great the second time. There was not a scene for me. I've said before that like rewatchability is a major thing for me in terms of how much I like a movie, and this one had it. Like I go back and watch the Avengers, and that first scene where they're like escaping from the collapsing shield facility,
that's awesome.
I'm like, oh my god, can I just skip past this?
I like that scene.
I find it boring.
I like that scene.
I find it boring and inconsequential to the rest of the movie. It's
Well,
like
it
get on
kind
with
of-
it so we
yeah,
can get to
I
the
mean-
actual movie.
Yeah, it
You know,
kinda is.
there's a lot of scenes in that. Like I love the movie, but there are a lot of scenes in it that I'm like, oh, it's this scene. Let's skip past this one so we can get to the good one. Like when I rewatched Star Wars, they were all good ones. At no point was I like, oh, this scene, oh yeah, this scene's not that great. Like I hope we get to the next one. At no point did I think that. Every single scene, it was like, oh yeah, this scene, yes.
So let me ask you guys this: since we've all now seen the movie twice, I'm not even going to say spoiler alert at this point. Pirate and I, as of last episode when we talked about this, Pirate and I felt that Rey was the daughter of Han and Leia, and Topher and Brian felt that it was that she's the daughter of Luke. How do you guys feel about that now?
I'm
still
Topher
on
and
it.
Brian.
You've moved over to Topher and Brian's
I've
side.
moved over to Topher and Brian.
Okay.
Welcome to the dark side.
What about? Are you guys? Did you guys stay the same? Change your minds?
No, I'm still on it. I'm still
Okay.
on.
What about you, Topher? He's still the same.
BB-8 just answered for me. He said
Okay.
yes. I'm still the same.
Is that what's going off? I thought I'm hearing things.
No. That's BB-8. He has a BB-8 on camera.
I've
With him.
got the little app controlled BB-8 droid, and he's on camera. And
What?
he was
So what? Pirate? What made you change your mind and go from the light side to the dark side?
What was it particularly? I remember telling you several times there were some things that we caught during the movie. One is that R2-D2 did not wake up until Rey was on the base. So until she was on the planet, he didn't even wake up. So I feel that he
I've
felt
not heard
Luke's
that yet.
presence.
That's an argument.
I felt that I felt that R2-D2 felt a presence similar to Luke. That's what woke him up. So because she was Kylo Ren had already taken her away before they made it back to the Resistance base, so she was never on there until the very end. I think what was another one that made me think that? Oh, when Maz Katan, the lightsaber called for her, which confuses me on why it is a blue lightsaber.
It's the lightsaber that Luke lost on Bespin in Cloud
Right.
City.
I know that, but like, how did she end up with that?
Well, that's a story for another time, as she
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
There's a part in that book that came out. You guys can't fucking hear me.
I
We
can
We
hear
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Oh, okay. There's a part in the book that came out, that Force Awakens aftermath,
Mm-hmm.
where some smuggler hands a lightsaber to. They don't give the figure name, but it's a small. They describe her as a small female character. I forgot the exact description, but he says that it's past hands and stuff like that. If you remember in the movie, he goes out of a exhaust vent. That the lightsaber just fell. It didn't necessarily fly out of like a vent. I mean, I'm sure like Cloud City has like mechanics and janitorial services that go down there. So I mean, something
she's like kind of. It seemed like she was sort of like the head of, some underworld dealings, in that sector. And I mean, she's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
They said she was like 1,000 years old or something.
Yeah, she's like the Yoda.
I mean,
she's had it.
So-
she's got a lot of contacts. I would imagine that she hears a lot, sees a lot. It would not be hard for her to track down an artifact like that. And I was in Kroger the other day, and they had a book. It was a visual. It was like Visual Dictionary to the Force Awakens or something. It was written by Pablo Hidalgo, who's part of LucasArts and Lucasfilm.
He sounds like a drug cartel,
right? But he's been part of that, part of Lucasfilm for a long time. In terms of fleshing out, some details, and I think he's written some of like the the Star Wars Encyclopedia stuff before. So I mean, there's a lot of interesting stuff in there if you actually read the articles on the different people. But the guy at the beginning of the movie, his name is Lor Santeca. Like, I think he was like Rey's Obi-Wan, that they, that like was there kind of watching over her while she was on that planet. And they say he's a member of something called the Church of the Force, which is like a group that's almost like a religious sect that, kind of idolizes the ideals of the Jedi and the light side of the Force and, and the Jedi Code and all that stuff. But they're not Force sensitive. And they showed in there like some necklace that he had in the movie, I guess, and it actually looked like something else that I saw in Maz Kanata's box that Rey pulls the lightsaber from. So I wonder if she has like some connections to that, and maybe that's why she tried to track down the lightsaber.
Okay.
Well,
what
another reason
again?
that made me think of that.
It's like the Visual Dictionary to the Force Awakens. It was just a little hardbound book that was in like it was just like a little companion book with like a bunch of pictures and paragraph like explanation, almost like a little mini encyclopedia of characters and places from the Force Awakens. It was kind of cool, actually.
Who was the guy who was the guy at the beginning that gave Poe Dameron? I know he was.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
that's what
I was talking about.
Yeah, I thought that's what I was thinking. I was like, I think he was. That was another point. I think he was on the planet to be the Obi-Wan to Rey, and that was another thing another point that made me think of it.
So let me introduce two new points.
Well, before you move on though, like I'll be honest, when I was watching it the second time, in terms of figuring out Rey's parentage, I don't know that there's really a definitive clues one way or the other, because the more I watched it, the more the feeling I got that if her parents are Luke, Leia, or Han, any of them, that I'm not sure that they know that they have a daughter. Like, it did not seem like they really knew that, because all the stuff I said last week about it not making sense for, Han and Leia to be her parents because of the way they reacted, all that stuff kind of works the same if she were their niece too. So I don't know that there was really evidence one way or the other. So I haven't necessarily switched sides.
But you're closer.
I think it's still more likely. I think it's still more likely that she's Luke's, because like whoever the mother is would have known that she gave birth to another child. I didn't get that vibe from Leia, and we haven't seen whoever the mother that Luke's baby mama would be. So. I think there's still a better chance that it's Luke's daughter, but I'm not ruling out Han and Leia either, because I got the feeling that her parents don't know she exists.
Okay, well, let me introduce two new, or at least one new point here. So, I've been like looking into this and reading different arguments and things like that, and through that, I guess, quote unquote investigation, if you will, I read one article that showed where a writer was asked a question about Kylo Ren's age in the film, and his age was 29 or 30 was the age frame that they were shooting for. That droid is loud as fuck.
Sorry.
He's happy.
29 to 30 is the age range that they were shooting for that character, and the character of Ren is significantly younger than that, like about 10 years.
She's 20. She's 20. Exactly. I read that in that Visual Dictionary that she's 20 years old.
There's a 10-year gap there, which leans itself to the exact scenario that I mentioned last week, where they had Kylo Ren, or they had Ben, if you will, he turned towards the dark side, and while he was away training, they had a second child, and while that child was young, they decided to move her off planet somewhere else so that she was not an easy target for Kylo Ren. Luke Skywalker went off into hiding, and rather than him being able to turn to an easy target, aka his sister, that's also attuned to the Force, it was easier for them to hide her from him and then let him focus his search on trying to find Luke.
I don't think I agree with, okay, that theory makes sense.
I mean,
but
the age thing is a fact. That's for sure confirmed.
If my theory of the Supreme Leader being Darth Plagueis, that I don't think that would hold weight.
I don't know. I think
because he
I
would
think
know.
there's enough on both sides of the field that there's weighty enough arguments on both sides of the fence that I could see it going either way. I personally obviously think that it's Han and Leia's daughter, but I see where you guys are coming from. I see the other side.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's weight to both sides.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Okay, I'm gonna stop this debate right now because we obviously spent a boatload of time on it last week. We've spent some time on it this week. Until something new comes out that we can kind of dissect and everything, there's not a whole lot of point of us spending more time on it. And there's a couple other things that I definitely want to cover this week. First being the Batman v Superman Batcave picks that came out. Did you guys see these?
Oh, those I didn't see.
I did not.
What? What the fuck?
There was more interesting picks this week that came out.
I mean,
to me.
yes and no. Yes and no.
Well,
these were
at least-
legitimately good. I mean, you haven't seen them, so you can't say that what's better. This Batcave looks sick as fuck. It looks good. It really, really looks good.
I mean, it's kind of hard to get a shitty Batcave to me.
Is it
The one
is
I'm
it,
seeing
is it
look
really?
like.
If
Is
it
it-
wasn't,
Well,
if it wasn't in Witcher 3, then I didn't see it.
yeah, it wasn't in the Commonwealth, so I didn't see it either.
This was featured in Entertainment Weekly.
I'm looking at it now.
I'm trying to find
I
it.
think
The
it
one I'm
looks pretty.
seeing.
I think it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I mean, we lost Brian again. I mean, it's very futuristic looking. It's very high. I mean, it's got that sleek, high tech look to it with the glow of the electronics and the monitors and the blue colored lights and everything. It's you can see the Batmobile with the cockpit open down in the corner of the picture with like a suspended driveway, but suspended by cables. I think it looks good. I think it looks really good. It's a different take, but I think you want a different take. You don't want, you don't want it to look just like the Nolan Batcave. You don't want it to look just like the Schumacher Batcave or the other ones in the past. You want it to be something different because this is a different movie. It's an older Batman. It should be something a little different. I like it. I think they did it justice. So I mean,
League.
Pun intended.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
I did. I not intentionally, but now that you opened the door for that, I'll take it. I'm.
I see like one picture. Is it just the one picture with the
There's
Batmobile parked in it?
yeah that
And, like,
picture, and then there's one more with Bruce Wayne and I'm assuming Alfred standing behind him.
Yeah, that's the only one I
yeah,
see is the one with Alfred.
Yeah, it looks okay. The wide angle shot with the Batmobile and stuff. I mean, it looks okay. It looks almost too like new age, modern, like sharper image than like grim and Batman-y. But
The one that I see, this looks like a concept art drawing. Like it looks.
This is
it's
definitely
got-
a photo. This is not a drawing.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
But
I don't know. It looks.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, it's all filtered.
I get what you're saying, but at the
here's the photo.
same time, I kind of disagree because I feel like anybody that's high tech and has all those high tech gadgets that are, I mean, this guy he literally relies on, not just relies on high tech gadgetry, but that's a big part of what makes him effective. Is the technology, is the electronics, the gadgets, the fact that he has the money, the billions of dollars to get that cutting edge everything. I feel like that's the kind of fucking shit that somebody like that would probably build. I don't feel like that somebody like that would have like an archaic looking cave with just happens to have a fucking supercomputer in it. You know, they would have like something that looked like a futuristic high-tech fucking server room type situation where all of their, you know, computers and all their high-tech gear and everything would be stored. I think it's good. I think that they took what's out there, they put their twist on it, and I think they really hit the nail on the head. I do. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Now, obviously, you can't get a good look of the interior, you know, until we see more footage or more pictures or whatever. So they may change my mind with that, but so far I think it's pretty good. Now, did you guys see the Daredevil versus Punisher pictures?
Yes, I've seen that.
Let's go to
Nope.
Let's go to Pirate first because he is the avid Punisher fan of the group. What do you think?
I like the look of the Punisher in it. Like, I mean, obviously Frank Castle there, he had no skull on or nothing. I don't know if we're going to see that form of the Punisher or if we're just going to see. I mean, I don't even know if he's an ex-cop or anything. Like, he's just, I don't know much about what they're doing with him other than he's in the show, and he follows the what is it, the Harum Rabuta morale code, the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth thing, which is a given. But I mean, he's got a big gun. Looks like he's got a big ass 454 Kazoo pointed at the Daredevil, all chained up on a big ass pillar,
and a wrench in the other hand.
And a wrench and a monkey
Just
wrench in the other one.
I mean, I thought it was neat. I think of the Daredevil pictures that I saw, I think the most exciting were the pictures of the new costume for the Daredevil. I think.
See, and I don't know if I like the new costume better than the one that he got at the end of the season last year.
I like it, but I don't like what they did with the colors. They jacked the colors around a lot. I think they made it like a. I mean, unless the picture that I saw was kind of not doing it justice, if you will, it looked like they were going with a black outfit. Is that right?
It looks maroon to me.
Does it?
Yeah, it was maroon.
In this picture, it's definitely maroon.
I just saw it for a glimpse as I was searching for other stuff, so I didn't get a real great look at it other than the vibe. You know what I mean? Like the general features.
It's a dark maroon. In fact, it kind of looks like the old Flash costume without the Flash logo on it.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I could be.
I kind of like the battle armor sections that he had at the end of last season. You know, yeah. It looked kind of like.
I mean, there's still some paneling to this one.
Yeah, but it just seems like they sleeked it, and I don't know. Like he just looked more. I don't know.
Did you see? There's also a picture of Elektra on here.
I did not.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did see that. Did you? Okay, wait a minute. Hang on here. Maybe I can see it. Oh no, that's not it. I did see the picture of Elektra, but did you guys see the Doctor Strange photos?
The Doctor Strange, that one I did see. That one I did see. That looked nice.
Yeah,
that looks.
I was impressed.
Dead nuts, Doctor Strange.
I was happy with those. I was very happy with those.
That is got some serious potential. I love it. I thought the visual effects of the magic like fucking situation in his hand, that looked just
still looks very much like Benedict Cumberbatch. But it looks very, very realistic. I like it.
Cool. I love how they it looks like they took the magic. You know how they in the panels when you see Doctor Strange, they've got the like all the little fucking symbols and shit drawn in his magic. They just
I wonder if they're
basically
gonna do
fucking took that and boom, made it like with a 3-dimensional realistic, and just put
I wonder
it
if
right
they're
there.
gonna quote like the book and page of all the spells that he does, like they do in the comics.
I mean, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for that one. I think it looks really cool. I think they're trying. I think they are really trying to
super
do
excited
the
about that
character
movie.
justice and like use the source material. Otherwise, they wouldn't have hit it anywhere near that close to the mark. I mean, that looks like a real represent. It looks like a cosplayer, like a professional cosplayer dressed up
Yeah.
like fucking Doctor Strange.
I think it's cool because like this is going to be a different kind of movie. It's not your usual superhero.
No,
It's
this is
a
going
guy
to be
who's
very like thriller-ish almost.
yeah, it's a very different like magic is a very different thing. It's not like, superpowers. It's not like, like they're introducing an entire new
should be a lot
concept
darker.
to the universe, to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, I mean, this is pretty far out there when you think about it, in terms of what people are willing to accept into this universe and believe is plausible and whatnot. So, like, there's it's going to be tough for them to do it well, but I think it's a really interesting dimension to add.
I hope that they push this in the direction, not make it a horror film, but I hope they push it that direction to where it's kind of a sci-fi thriller, kind of dark movie almost.
Almost like Lovecraftian horror.
Something on the darker tinge of action drama kind of situation. I think that would be really, and that's.
I have a feeling that it's going to be like Uncharted video game starting out for some reason. Like, did you see the original like set photos
No.
where he looked like he was like an explorer in like Nepal?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I just have a feeling they're going to go with that at some point,
I don't
or
know. I mean, we'll have to see, but right now, as it stands, definitely looking forward to, at the very least, seeing more. Getting more information about this film, because everything that we've read so far, the pictures that they just released, it's all exciting stuff. You know what I mean? Like they've definitely done well so far.
Do you remember that really horrible project that Benedict Cumberbatch worked on?
Doctor Who? Oh wait, no, that wasn't horrible.
Yeah, you don't exactly.
Boom, dropping knowledge. Damn,
Dude,
that was pretty strong.
award
I'm not gonna
show.
lie. You just put it out there, fucking let it hang, and then just drop the mic on us. Like,
Did
yeah,
you guys
'cause
ever see
don't
him
know
wasted?
one.
Drinking out of a flask at like one of the award shows, and like the camera pans in on him, he like hits the whiskey bottle.
He's just fucking-
he's like, go away.
Stop it! I'm trying to get fucked up.
Or he's like, go away, or fuck you, or something like that. Now goes back to drinking.
Fucking
I was
great.
like, dude, I love this guy.
All right, before we talk about the last thing, which I feel like is the most exciting thing, I feel every once in a while I have this urge to kind of interject some kind of current events that's not real, like not comic related at all. I'm assuming you guys have seen all of the memes and everything about the Miss Universe competition. It's Steve Harvey like announcing the wrong fucking winner.
Yeah.
The memes that are out there right now are just spectacular. I mean, there are so many good ones. And
The biggest ones I've
Topher's
seen-
searching up some good ones right now. I can see it on his face. He's bringing some fucking hot ones in.
The only ones I've seen mostly is the Happy Easter Christmas cards.
Happy Easter. Oh, wait, it's Christmas. There's so many good ones. There's a
bunch about
There's a lot about
Did you guys-
football too.
Yeah, did you guys see the Patriots Jets game that went into overtime, and the Patriots called the coin toss, and they elected to kick off, and then the Jets won it on their first possession? There's a bunch of them with like the coin toss. They got Steve Harvey standing there talking to the guy calling it for the Patriots.
They
He's
go
like,
heads. Oh, just kidding. It's
he's like,
tennis.
"What did I just say? Crap!" And Steve Harvey's like, "I hear you, man."
Oh, there are just so many. I felt like it was funny enough that I had to bring it up because it's fucking everywhere. I mean, it's on like credible news stations and everything. It's like, I mean, I don't give a fuck about some fucking beauty pageant, like whatever. I mean, I think it raises money for charities, I guess, maybe. I don't even know. That's total bro science. I'm talking on my ass right now, but I just think it's fucking hilarious that something like that happens in pop culture and it just blows up with fucking memes. It's fucking great. All right, let's talk about it. Deadpool trailer number 2.
Amazing. The best part is we actually got to see, like, what is it? Fucking, what's her name? Megasonic Teenage Warhead or whatever her name is. Like, fucking, like, we get to see her. She's like,
and then, just finish your texting. Don't worry.
No, he's like, oh, after your tweet, please, or something like that. And she like rages out on him.
Yeah, and then she
what does he say? What does he say after that? He's like, I feel bad.
Wow, he's like, I feel sorry for the boy who tries to get in her pants on prom night.
Yeah,
something like that.
Oh, this movie is gonna be one of my favorite parts. Was at the end when they're like showing the information about the movie and shit, and he's like superimposed over the still screen, and he's like, tell your mom to call me and let me know that it's okay for you to visit my website. Don't worry, she's already got the number. Like to me, that was one of the best parts. Like, I just think that they're doing it right. They're for sure going towards the adult, mature audience. Like, no holds barred. Fuck it, we're gonna say whatever we want. It's a different, and they even say it in the trailer. They're like, this is a different kind of superhero movie. And that's what it needed to be. That's really what this needed to be successful. And they're doing it, and this is gonna be, it's not gonna be Star Wars huge, but it's gonna be huge for sure.
I think in the comic book world, it's gonna be.
I don't think it'll be just comic book world. I really don't.
Well, I mean,
those trailers
initially.
Those trailers, son. Those people that don't give a fuck about comics are going to listen to that shit. They're going to laugh, and they're going to be like, I can't wait to see that. Because they know that when they see that, if it makes you laugh, people are going to go to the fucking theaters in droves just hoping to come out of there rolling laughing. And that's exactly what they're going to get. It's going to be hilarious. It's the same reason that like Wedding Crashers or Step Brothers were so successful, because they put out these trailers, and the trailers are fucking hilarious. Well, if the fucking trailers make you laugh, you're going to go see the movie, you know?
Yeah, but the only problem is that you get a lot of those movies that break the fourth wall, even half as much as the trailer has shown Deadpool, or insinuating that Deadpool is going to break the fourth wall. It's not like those get shitty reviews because people are like, I don't like the TV or the screens talking to me because it takes away from the story. Right, I agree with that, but I'm just saying that could be the typical thing that people are going to complain about from this movie. I love it.
I think it's going to be hilarious.
Unless the reviewers are Deadpool comic fans and they understand why the movie is, why he does that stuff, and like how.
It's movie critics, not comic critics. I said that's right. Movie critics.
Unless they know why they're doing that and what makes it so good, then they don't get it. So I wouldn't be surprised if the reviews, suffer a bit from people who don't understand the point.
Yeah, I'm sure that the professional critics will ding.
I hope
on that.
But just the fact that the professional critics hold so much weight in the film industry, I hope that doesn't deter
I don't think it will.
Franchise
I really
at
don't
all.
I don't think it will. I really don't. I think it's going to do well. It's definitely going to be successful.
I think it's probably going to be I picture this being my most enjoyable comic book film of 2016.
Oh, for sure. I could definitely see it that way. It looks really, really fun. It looks like it's just going to be a fun time to go and see it. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's it for this episode. I'm Fox 2. Let's start there. We got Topher.
Oh, shit. You did me first. Yeah. You're supposed to do Pirate first. Damn it.
You're usually sloppy seconds, but this time I tried to do you first.
Ooh. I mean, you didn't invite me to go watch Star Wars with you, so
It was kind of an impromptu thing. Literally, we bought tickets the night before at like
that's
9:30.
Cool. That's fine. I wouldn't want him to go see it again anyway.
Well, maybe we'll go see it again. I ain't opposed to that.
Okay, I'm in.
All right, and we got Pirate.
Bye.
Bye.
I mean, you didn't invite me to see Star Wars for a third time.
You can come with us.
All right, bye guys.
I mean, when he pulls that cutie pie act like that, how can I say no? All right, we'll see you guys next week.